Babbledy-gabbledy-gook. My words are funny, please take a look. I will improvise my words for a public reading sometime in the future. And there's not many words that rhyme with future. So I'll say something with chur, like mature or teacher. Teacher and future and better and wetter. Sounds like a good time in my bed. A good time in my bed, that's what I said. Bad poetry, oh noetry, the most overused line in all of time. When someone can't actually write a poem, you have to decide whether or not you'd like to know them. If you'd like to know them, perhaps you can help them write a poem. But if you don't want to know them, you can find someone else who will write a poem. And then maybe you will want to know them, or at least show them, or disclose them. Not disclose them as in reveal them, but disclose them as in take their clothes off and reveal them. Fully naked and baked in bed, with all kinds of lyrical nonsense rambling on nonsensically from my head. Bam! Bajoob bajoob. You may think I'm new to poetry, but I am not a noob. Blah 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 blah. I will make my words legal and speak within the law. Cuckoo cuckoo, this one's for you. And it's all over now, baby blue. And if you don't like Bob Dylan, and if you think his voice is kindred to a villain, in the way that it's not inherently evil, but it makes you wish you were Evel Knievel, so you could hop across a canyon and not have to listen to him doing on and on about this and that and the Sammy's cat, then I would completely understand, yet I would ask you to take the chance and dance the dance and listen to his words rather than how they're heard. Should I go on or turn this into a song? It could be right, it could be wrong. But I think under 3 minutes is the precise length of how long this should be for you and me. The second in a set of 3, which will be shortened into one video, there shall be to be released publicly. You see, I can improv, but I still stutter as I have social anxiety. The thing is, the more public you get, perhaps the less scared you get. Perhaps the more scared you get after you've gone out on a limb and shared it. I don't know, I talk in hypotheticals and metaphors. It is a fact of my existence which you will either hate or adore. And if you adore, you may ask for an encore. And if you ask for an encore of me verbally, you may ask for more in regards to other words that end with ly and sound like Lee. But I do not make these references casually. And I do not make references to people in my past fleetingly. And this may not be a reference to someone in my past. Actually, because words are absurd and have all their sorts of meanings. And you can look and try to find them and try to bind them and make obscure Lord of the Rings references, if you don't mind them. But you must time them precisely, or else they will fall short and on deaf ears. And all these fears about releasing your words into public will be confirmed, and you will never open your mouth again publicly, as the anxiety and the pressure and the sadness of rejection hurts far too deeply. Now, if you do not believe that I have improvised this, then understand LeBron James. That is all, LeBron James. Just please understand LeBron James and understand his feelings at this time. And I could not talk about his feelings in time, particularly this time, in rhyme, had I not thought of this on the spot. Words are powerful, words are hot. Words have the power to get you shot. Though as for me, I hope they do not. I try to keep my nose clean, and never be too obscene. Comedy is an exception, but that is a different scene. La-di-da-da-da-da-da. My words are coming out like blah, blah, blah. And if you don't care, that is not more than I can bear, because I am not a bear. I do not forage for berries in the woods with my long johns on. I just try to improvise poetry and songs. And I'm running out of material, so the words are sounding more and more ridiculous. But even ridiculous words you can make particular, and loved and adored by millions, or perhaps in time and billions, in time and billions, in time and zillions, in time and zillions, in time and trillions. Will humanity last that long? I cannot be completely sure, but it is worth a thought, and what is sold must be bought. Thirdly, and most absurdly, my words are wordy, and they're sometimes worldly, but they're sometimes worldly, and they're sometimes squirrely, and they're sometimes squirrely, as in they're nuts, and they're in nuts. And they're nuts like there's acorns, they're nuts like they're crazy, they're nuts like they're hanging off of something that's masculine and lazy. Bam, chicka bang, bam, bam, bam. This is the third and the most absurd. This is the third and the most absurd. This is the third and the most absurd. The third is the word. Bird, 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 bird is the word. Bird, 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 bird is the word. This is the third. 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 This is the third and the most absurd.